was a hassle. Well, Mercury is definitely retrograde. Better late than never, right? Anyway, I wanted to get on here and do some mini readings for you, but it's taken me the last 45 minutes to calibrate my camera. So it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. Anyway, before I get started, I wanted to show you guys a few things that I had received in Sedona. And I did put these on my Facebook page. If there is anybody out there that does want a mini reading, I have my daughter sitting next to me. Software is up and ready to go. Just throw in your date of birth and I can punch in the date and give you your reading. But before I start doing any of that, I did want to take a moment to see how everybody was doing with this crazy full moon that we just had. I know a lot of our energy is down, whatnot, and so I just kind of wanted to see how everybody was doing. But I did want to share with you a few things. So I have, oopsie, almost dropped that. I have one of these. This is a selenite wand. Not a very long one. I'd say this is probably about 2.5 inches. Something like that. When I was in Sedona, a lady had these on sale. Beautiful selenite wand. Now I have a ton of these somewhere, so I'm going to probably start selling these. And if you are interested, I am going to put it up in my, I'm running a 4th of July. It's running through the 10th. I'm usually $125 for soul readings, and I'm running a special to where it's like 62 something with tax. And because I didn't do it, usually for those who know me well and have followed the Astrology Witch for many years now, know that I always run these specials, usually during the solstices, winter and summer, or during certain full moons. And I haven't done a lot of them. I haven't done a lot of sales lately because I've been back and forth between states. So just going to copy that and put that in here if you're interested. And I have a couple other things on my site I have for sale as well. But anyway, I wanted to show you that selenite wand. Very beautiful. I almost bought 2, but I resisted and only bought the 1. Another thing I wanted to show you was I bought this wand. And there's a reason why I bought the wand. Look really closely at it. It has my birthstone, garnet for January. Clear quartz on both ends. But what I like about it the most is that it's made out of copper. Copper is, when it comes to alchemy, copper is one of the metals that brings you luck, brings you wealth, brings you abundance. Copper is actually good for, what's the word I'm looking for? Helps, people buy copper gloves for arthritis. There's now copper masks. Copper is one of, my understanding is copper is one of the minerals that the COVID virus doesn't attach to. It dies off quickly compared to like my sterling silver rings and stuff. So I had to buy it. It was just something for myself. I feel so Harry Potter-ish. What's the saying? What is one of the magical Harry Potter sayings? Okay. Okay, and one more thing I'm going to share with you. Like, I need more tarot cards, right? Yeah, I know. I need more of these. Anyway, when I replenish my store through wholesale, you get points. And I had enough points to cash thing. So I usually cash them in for myself, not necessarily for the store because it's only one item. Oops, I almost dropped them all. Anyway, I cashed in my points and I got the Hermetic Tarot. I've always wanted this deck, and I have just about damn near every other deck there is. I don't have the Thoth one yet. And this is, some people say it's a little darker, but it is created by the Golden Dawn. And if you're not familiar with the Golden Dawn, that is Aleister Crowley. And it has a lot of Kabbalistic elements to it. So just show you a few of the cards. Very, ow, I just bumped my elbow. Very Aleister Crowley-ish. You could just tell it's from his world, his artwork. The Lovers. The Hierophant, which is the Jupiter card. The Magician looks just so interesting, you know. It's very Anton LaVey-ish in some way. But I've always wanted this deck, and I figured, why not? I have the points. I love the High Priest. The High Priestess, I mean. Very beautiful. Daughter of the Mighty Ones. The Empress. Anyway, they're very, very cool cards. Whether I use them or not will remain to be seen. You know, there's just some decks you resonate with, and there's some decks you don't resonate with. Not that I don't resonate with this. I've just got it. So it's going to take time. And then there are some decks I have that just sit. You know, they're more of a collector item than me actually using them. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have a sky map on your phone or any kind of an app. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. It's called Star Tracker. I don't know if you can hear that. Okay, so the night of the eclipse, I discovered this on my phone. I downloaded the app, and what's really cool about this is you could place it pretty much anywhere. Like right now, Venus is right over here. What is this, west? Southwest? Anyway, it's called Sky Tracker, and it is really cool. I don't know if you could see that. You just kind of move things around, and but it shows you all the constellations. It shows you where all the planets are. And if you go to the software, like if I hit here and now, I calculate things for here and now. Not so much today. When the moon moved, but the last few days we've had like this stellium of energy going through Capricorn. How do I turn it off? There. Anyway, we've had this stellium of Capricorn energy, and I'm looking at the transits for today, and yes, the moon has moved into Aquarius. So, but during the eclipse, day before, day after, well, you had the moon, you had Saturn, you had Pluto, you had Jupiter, and they're all in retrograde. So I know a lot of Capricorns out there that are really feeling this energy. Just got to stay grounded. You'll get through it. That's one of the reasons I came on here today, not so much to do mini readings. I wanted to do mini readings for a lot of the Capricorns and a lot of the people that are struggling, but I'm sorry, I don't know, the technology screwed up on me, and so now it is what it is, and there's nobody in here to do mini readings on. So maybe I'll come back later, or maybe I'll go on Facebook Live in a bit. But the energy is fading, and it is moving, and it is, we're going into a Uranic phase now. So Capricorns, you're going to get a little relief because the moon is moved, so there's not as many emotions as there once was, but you're still dealing with Jupiter, you're dealing with Pluto, and you're dealing with Jupiter. They're all in retrograde, and they're all sitting in your first house. So, and it would be the complete opposite for Cancer, because for Cancer it's all sitting in your 7th house. So just hang strong, Capricorn. I was talking to a friend just yesterday, and I was telling him the last thing you want to do is drown yourself in a bottle of whiskey or any kind of drugs. It's not going to help. It eases the pain. Hey, sweet butterfly girl, how are you? It eases the pain, but you're still going to wake up the next morning with the same problems and the same issues. Ground yourself. And I've even recommended a lot of my Capricorns go see a therapist of some sort. I'm not saying go to a psychiatrist and get on meds. That's not where I'm going with this. I am still doing mini readings. Yes, give me your date of birth, and Sophia, my daughter here, is going to punch it up, and I'll give you a little mini reading. But Capricorn, just try and keep it as natural and holistic as possible. There's a lot going down in your mind, in your subconscious mind, and there's a lot of psychological changes for Capricorn, especially right now. I'm sorry, my crows. Do you hear that ruckus out there? The crows are active again. But anyway, if you have the option to get some sort of counseling, do so. I'm not saying get on any meds. That's not where I'm going. But you might need to talk these issues out with someone. And it's always good to have someone that is a stranger in some ways, because their opinion will be unbiased. Okay. Okay. So punch in. It's clear. Let me clear my data. Hold on. Clear data. Can you punch in 11/12/1992? Yeah. 11. Tab over. Tab. No. 12/11/92. I'm sorry. Your mother's dyslexic. But anyway, Capricorn, I know it's a hard time for a great many of us, but it seems that they're getting the brunt of this, and you've been getting the brunt of it for the last 2 years. See, so 12/11/1992. Okay, hit the 12 there and the P. 12. P. Calculate. Okay. Okay, here we go, sweet butterfly girl. Let me just put my glasses on. Okay, so you are born in sun sign of Sagittarius. You also have your natal dragon's head in Sagittarius, right on your first house. Tail is in the 7th. So with the dragon's head in Sagittarius and the sun sign sitting right there as well, Sagittarians are truth seekers. They search for the truth. They will look to other cultures. They will, usually you are a natural born traveler. Sagittarius loves to travel, loves to meet new people, loves to educate, loves to philosophical. You are the educator, the teacher, and the philosopher in some ways of the zodiac. So Sagittarius is a very strong and powerful sign. You are the sign of fire. And remember, you are the, how do I put this? The not the Patreon, but the you're one of the four originals, the oldest zodiac. Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. We're the four oldest in the zodiac by each sign, you know. So you are the oldest for the fire. Capricorn, I'm Capricorn. I'm the oldest for the earth signs. We're old souls. Okay. I'm just going to go in here and I'm going to take a picture of this so you, oh my God, I'm still in the start thing. Whoops. Whoopsie. Hold on, sweet butterfly girl. I'm going to, I don't want a picture of me. I want a picture of your chart. Let's see if you could see this. I just want to give you a visual before I continue on with your chart. So that is your chart. And if you want, shoot me your email. I'll write it down and I'll just send you your chart wheel so you can see it. I know it's a little half-assed doing it through the phone. I get it. But before I went into interpretations, so I'm going to go in here and create your report. So anytime we're dealing with a dragon's head in Sagittarius, this also creates a person who has a great love for animals, especially horses. This is the horse world, the animal kingdom. There might even be a connection to indigenous Native American in some ways. You are the natural born educator, so you can learn great things and teach the world. You are a truth seeker. Both Sagittarius and Gemini are the truth seekers of the zodiac. They're polar. Gemini is curiosity and not intuitiveness, but what's the word I'm looking for? Intellect. That's the word, intellect. They're the intellect. Gemini is curious. They're the intellect of the world. And Sagittarius is the truth seeker, always aiming to the stars to seek the truth. Let me scroll down here. Usually with a Sagittarian dragon head on the sun sign, this person needs self-expression. You need freedom. Now that I know that your dragon head is in Sagittarius, you would absolutely love Sedona, because people with a dragon head in Sagittarius, a sun in Sagittarius, a moon like myself in Sagittarius, you need wide open spaces and rich colors in the earth. So you're probably one of those people that likes wide open space. Another aspect of this is your ruling planet is Jupiter, and your temperament can either be thunder or lightning. And what I mean by that, there can be some very philosophical outbursts. Exactly. Sagittarians need space, yes, to process our thoughts and collect. I get it. What was I saying? You're a very philosophical sign, so there will be moments of outbursts that you're going to try to explain to people to get your point across. What else can I say? Sagittarians, in my experience, are very brutally honest. They do not beat around the bush. They tell it like it is. I have a good friend who is a Sagittarian, and she doesn't bullshit around. She tells it like it is. And usually Sagittarians, especially with the sun being in the first house, you will always stand out in a crowd. So generally they are very attractive human beings. Okay, before I do that, I want to go back to the chart so I can look at something. Okay, so now you have your dragon's tail in Gemini, and it's on the 7th house. So you are fairly young yet at 1992. Not, let's see, almost 30. Am I right about that? Almost 30. Sometimes when we have a dragon's tail in our 7th house sitting in Gemini, that does, I'm not saying that this is you, sweet butterfly girl. I'm giving you not options, but possibilities. Not everybody is like this, but when you have a dragon's tail in Gemini, you're in your past life. How do I say it? You've had to lie, cheat, and steal to survive in a past life. Okay. And that is not your fault. That is just the scenario that was given to you in the past life. You're in this life now, and it's a much better life than the last one. But when it's stationed in the 7th house, that does mean it could be more than one marriage before you find happiness. Anytime you have a dragon head or a dragon tail, whether it's hidden or natal, yours is natal and it's a tail. I have a hidden dragon head. Either way, head or tail, in Gemini, souls will always experience things in 2s, 4s, and 6s. So 2 houses, 2 cars. You might have 2 jobs. You might be running 2 websites, 2 dogs, 2 cats. Could have 2 marriages. I don't see the first marriage being the happy one, just so you know. So when that time comes, don't beat yourself up. It's a part of the stars. Better to have loved than lost and than not loved at all. Isn't that Shakespeare? Is that Shakespeare? Come on, you're the smarty pants in the family. But this can also create where you will be somewhat, what's the word I'm looking for? Not fickle, but you will be a little more picky when it comes to choosing your mates, if that makes any sense. I just, let's see, want to go down and look here at, okay, so the moon. Let's see. I always talk about the sun, the moon, and the dragon when I do mini readings, so bear with me here. Okay, so you have a moon in Cancer, and it's sitting right on your 8th house. Your time will come. It'll come. You have high standards, probably. You have a moon in Cancer. It's stationed in the 8th house. Now, anytime we have a moon stationed in the 8th or the 12th, you're going to have an individual who is highly intuitive. Number one, because you have your moon in Cancer, it's a water sign. Water signs are the most intuitive in the zodiac. You may be a fire sign, but please remember that in Nostradamus's method of astrology, we take on every aspect of the zodiac. So, sweet butterfly girl, you may be born in Sagittarius, your 1st house, but your 8th house, the house of life, death, drama, transformation, rebirth, metaphysics. This is the house of witchcraft. You have what I wish I could see in some psychics who call themselves psychics. You need to use your intuition more if you don't already, okay? Because anytime you have the moon stationed on the 8th house, it does give the person some psychic ability, some deep intuitiveness. A true psychic will have not necessarily just a moon in the 8th house, but they'll also have Neptune in the 12th house. I have Neptune and the moon both in my 12th house. So that's a whole different issue. But yes, I need you to It depends on what kind of a business it is. Any kind of internet business is going to be somewhat successful because we are living in the day and age where, I mean, look, like we were having this discussion on the last video I had, and you had asked me, do you think the world is changing? It is changing. And you know what I should have said to you? I thought about it after I got off the air is, remember, we're in a paradigm shift. We're in the middle of a paradigm shift. I think a candle business would be absolutely fantastic. Absolutely. And let me know when you open it, and we will send business your way. I will buy some candles from you for sure. Me and my girls love candles. I think it's a fantastic idea. 2 pieces of advice. Wait till Mercury's out of retrograde. Modern astrology claims it's on the 12th. I would wait 5 days after the 12th. So the 12th, 13, 14, 15, 16. About the 18th is the green light. And launch it during a waxing moon. So the green light would be July 20th. Okay, that would be the perfect time to launch a new business. I think that is a fantastic idea. Fantastic. And you have the stars to be able to keep that business going. And like I said, with that moon being in the 8th house, there is intuition there, a lot of it. So you need to go with that intuition. You know how the saying goes, go with your gut feeling. Always go with your gut feeling. Okay. One more thing I'm going to throw in here is, and I don't normally talk about more than 3 signs because it is a mini reading, but I want to bring something to your attention. And if you like what you've received, I am running a special through the 10th where I am 50% off. I'm usually what, 125, and I'm like 62 something with tax, and you get like 2.5 plus hours of me going through your entire chart. You have Jupiter sitting in your 11th house. Let's see. Okay, so you have Jupiter in Libra, and it's sitting in your 11th house. Now, Libra, oh, thank you so much. How sweet. You are very welcome, my dear. Jupiter being in Libra, remember, Libra is the sign of diplomacy. She is Lady Justice on the tarot card, but, you know, she's the court balancing of the scales. Your friendship area, and you you may attract a few air signs, okay? And I'm gonna end it on a love note here. I'm gonna end it on something very, very positive, okay? So your 11th house has Jupiter in Libra, and Libra is the, you know, it's the marriage house too. But you seek out friends who are very, very diplomatic and can be very balanced. They keep you grounded in some ways. You don't like a lot of conflict. And I know because I have a Sagittarian moon, I'm the kind of person that will tell a joke, lighten the mood, right? I mean, that's a Sagittarians. But you going to have a lot of luck in your life with friends bringing you wishes because you have Jupiter sitting right there in the 11th house. So keep your eye out because friends will bring you wishes. Now, the dragon's energy is reversed right now, and so even though you're born natally with a dragon's head in Sagittarius, this is just like my mom, dragon's head in Sagittarius, the energy is reversed right now. So the tail is on you and the head is in the 7th house. So you, with that energy being reversed, you're going to see things kind of go in reverse. There will be more challenges in the next 18 months for you as a Sagittarius. You're going to question your soul's purpose. And it seems like you're already doing that. You're questioning your career. You want to open a business. That's perfect. That's creating your own soul's purpose. So you're doing what you should be doing. Now, with that tail, with that head now moving into your 7th house, you may have the opportunity in the next 18 months to make a commitment to someone or to meet someone for that matter. Since you are Sagittarius, the laws of attraction will always prevail. meaning you will always attract Aries, and you will always attract Leo. Leos and Aries will always be attracted to you, fire signs, but that doesn't mean that's the only one. You would do well with a Gemini as well. Polar opposites, either match made in heaven or polar opposites completely. And so there's a possibility of a Gemini there as well. You would also do well with Libra or Aquarius. So you would do very well with the fire signs and the air signs. Now, this does not mean that you can't date a Capricorn or date this or date that, because, you know, in the realm of ancient astrology, it's amazing how a Pisces and a Leo could be together and be happily married. The reason being is because there are other factors that go into it. The Venus is compatible. The dragon head and tail is compatible. There's so many different compatibilities within the chart. It just works. So don't ever let anyone tell you, I know in modern astrology, oh, you're not compatible with this one and you're not compatible with that one. In modern or in ancient astrology, the love harmony is very, very different. I've been questioning my purpose for the last. Just do things that make you happy. You know what I've learned in life, and I could attest to this from a lot of my friends, is that when you stop looking for them, then they appear. It's like Murphy's Law. It's, you know, synchronicities. I don't know. But when you stop looking is when they will appear. Okay? And from what it looks like from your chart, Sweet Butterfly Girl, it might be a friend that introduces you to someone. So be positive, reach for the stars, do that business. And if you like what you received, like I said, I'm having a sale to the 10th, and we can pinpoint your career. We will look into your deeply into your 2nd, your 6th, and your 10th house to pinpoint where your career should go. Let's see. I will leave you with this. Your 6th house is in Taurus, and Taurus is about money. So finances, the beauty industry. This is your service to the world. So you could probably do well in like a day spa, esthetician, cosmetologist, financer, banks. Remember, Venus rules Taurus. Taurus and Venus, you know, it's about, they chose the, you know, Merrill Lynch chose the bull for a reason, solidity, money. So hang in there and open that business after the new moon, and everything should be going smoothly. I hope that helped. I hope that answered your question. You're so very welcome. Yes, you are right on track. Definitely. Just remember universal laws of the moon, and I'm going to write a book about this. I keep talking. I've written 5 chapters. I've got to write like several more, but follow the universal laws of the moon. From the waxing to the full is the green light. We go. We proceed forward. We do this. Hello, Christine. And hi, the freak 006. That's when we proceed forward. We open our business. We for myself, I'm waiting till Mercury goes direct before I revamp my website and redo some things. Because I know it. Look how long it took me to get on here today. 45 minutes of fine tuning and calibrating my camera. I mean, it's like, oh my God. Waxing from the full to the dark moon is a planning period. We plan. We don't put our plans into action, though. We wait until the moon goes new to do that. So when you follow the jurisdictions of the moon, you will see success. The moon can hinder or help you, depending on how you use it and know how to use it. Okay, good to know. That makes more sense now. Hi, Sammy. All right. Now, Christine, I'm getting ready to log off here. I'm doing some mini readings. I have my daughter sitting next to me, and she's running the software. If you want to punch in your date of birth, I can give you a little mini reading if you like. I usually do these when I'm running my specials, and I have been very bad about running specials because I've been back and forth from one state to another, and now that I'm here for a couple of months, I'm trying to get back into the swing of things and throw some specials because I usually do them on solstice and winter and summer, but I haven't. Okay. Oh, good. I wish my kids would take my advice. Sorry, I'm the Palo Santoing everything. I'm Palo Santo my kid. Good. I hope things. I don't want to say too much on here, but her stars weren't bad at all. I would tell you the truth. You know this. So I'm more concerned about that tarot reading a few weeks back, and that's what. Okay. Okay, I'll punch it in. So punch in 7265. But Sammy, keep me posted. I hope things go well. Is she not too? Kidding, my friend. I'm kidding. All right. Here we go, Christine. I'm going to have to take another picture because I just can't pop it up on. It's on two different computers. So, okay, we just had a birthday girl here. Happy birthday, my dear. Hope you had a lovely birthday, by the way, and I hope you did something fun for yourself. Beautiful Cancer in the house. So we have sun sign in Cancer. Let's see. Okay, so you have a natal dragon in Gemini and the tail in Sagittarius. So what this means, this is right on you natally right now. This is the 6th house, and I usually don't see any health problems per se, but because that dragon energy, Christine, is sitting right in the 6th house, that's the house of health and service to the world. In the next 18 months, you might see some changes within the realm of employment. You might find a new job. You might quit your job. Maybe the job you have is creating too much stress and it's not healthy. So you need to find a job that's not as stressful. I don't see any health issues. So when I see a tail sitting in someone's 6th house with no other planets affecting it, it does tell me that there might be something coming health-wise. Maybe, you pulled a muscle in your back. After all, Sagittarians rule the lower lumbar, the hips, and the thighs. That's their body part. So I know a lot of people, myself included, I have a hidden dragon, the tails in Sagittarius, and it affects your lower lumbar and your lower back area. So you might have some issues with that. I want to read what you're saying here. I ran into the ex. Oh, wait, I'm reading two people's things. Okay, hold on, Christine. Sammy, I knew it. Creeping around. Yes, that's what your tarot card was saying. It's warning you. Warning, warning, warning. Okay, back to Christine. I viewed your video on the 4th. I was about to buy a used vehicle on my birthday. You still can? even though the moon is waning right now, you can still buy a vehicle as long as it's used. But I actually would probably wait till the 20th. What is it? The 20th of July. Hold on. I have to be certain here before I open my big old mouth. July 20th is a new moon, and it's right on you, Christine. It's in Cancer. So let's double check. Monday, July 20th, a new moon at 1:33 p.m. And this is a great book if you ever want to get a book that follows the moon. That's like my Bible. New moon is coming for you, and there's going to be a lot of changes going on, progressively, positively for Cancers. I did say in my last broadcast, the next 2 weeks might seem a little depressing, might stress you out a little bit. Like I said, the two signs that are getting the brunt of this are Capricorn and Cancer, are polar opposites. So definitely get yourself that car, whether new or used, on the 20th, the green light. Green light to do that, definitely. You deserve it. Like I said, next 18 months, there might be some transitions with employment, and there might be some health issues, but I don't see them being major. I see them being very minor, backache, something like that. Now, your dragon's head is right on you in the 12th house. You also have Jupiter in Gemini sitting on that 12th house as well. And anytime you have the dragon's head sitting on the 12th house of the subconscious, it gives you a strong, powerful subconscious mind. And what I mean by that is you're not going to be one of those people that falls for ridiculous conspiracy theories and things like that. You're going to search out the facts first. You're not going to fall for things that can affect your mind. When people's minds are affected subconsciously, and this is what I was talking about earlier in my broadcast, I was saying how bad it is for Capricorns right now, because that dragon energy, that the tails in their 12th house, if you're born in January, that's right on your subconscious. That's right on me, my subconscious mind. Hence the reason I went to a shaman last week, because I don't do psychiatrists. I do shamans. And he got me right back on track. So yours is completely reversed from mine, and the head is on the 12th house. So you won't be easily fooled by things. You will research it, and you will get your facts before you make any assumptions or actions. And you have Jupiter there, so the luck will fall right into your lap in some ways. Jupiter in Gemini also creates an ability for someone to do a lot of broadcasting, journaling, writing, publishing, anything in those fields. There's a very bad light on this, Christine, but if you could see your chart, you could see where that energy is. Now you have a moon in your second house, and that's in Leo. You actually have a stellium in your second house. And what I mean by it, wow, I had back surgery along with other health. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, usually that's back issues. I'm sorry. I have them too, so I get them too. Okay. Nope, I sure don't. Okay. The moon is in your second house, and you have a stellium there. So you have Mercury there, you have Venus there, and you have the moon sitting there. And anytime you have the sign of beauty, which is Venus, and then you have Mercury, and then you have the moon all in Leo, this is a person who will turn heads when they walk into the room. Okay. This is also your money house. Your second house is your money house. So I'm bringing up your chart so it'll give me the information as it goes. It's just really slow today. So I do want to go back to your dragon for just a minute. Anytime we're dealing with the dragon tail in Sagittarius, your past life, Christine, one of your past lives was Native American or some sort of an indigenous, whether it's indigenous to Australia, indigenous to Africa, indigenous to the United States, South America. I don't know if you're drawn to that. I notice a lot of people that have a dragon tail in Sagittarius are very drawn to like drumming music and flutes and things that connect them to their past life. So just it's very interesting how past lives work. But back to your moon. The moon is in the second house of money. So when it comes to money, you're going to put some emotion into that money in some ways. So the moon is, like I said, moon's in Leo. So this is the house that loves children. If they're not your own, you're the auntie that all the kids love. You're the school teacher that all the kids love. Kids are drawn to you. And usually Leo moons are like that. Their children are drawn to them. Fiery moons, they don't settle for less than what they want, especially in personal relationships. It's you expect the same from your partner as you're putting in. It's none of this I'm going to put in 80% and you only put in 20. No, you want them to meet you halfway, which makes complete sense. And in the business realm, because this is the money sector, Christine, you usually emerge in your business sense as a leader. Aha, Grandma is Iroquois. Am I saying that right? That Iroquois? Does that come from, is that the nation from Washington State? They come from Washington State? I could be wrong. How neat, and you play the flute. How cool. There you go. But you have a good head on your shoulders when it comes to making money, and your self-esteem of yourself is pretty darn good too. We all have those days where we get depressed, right? But your self-esteem of yours, you can bounce back pretty well. This also represents someone that is usually in good physical health. Obviously, you had the back issues back then. Let's see. The Venus is in Leo as well. So what this when anytime Venus is in Leo, we are dealing with very kind and compassionate individual, generous and very loyal, especially to their lover or mate, and their friends. You are probably the lady who lavishes everyone with gifts. You're not, what's the word I'm looking for? You're not a miser in any way. You are very generous. You have a generous heart, and you give. When you have it, you want to give. You want to make others happy. Yes, so Washington State. Okay, cool. Awesome. Bear with me. I'm going to scroll. I'm scrolling. The only other thing I want to bring up is, and I didn't bring it up in the last reading, but I'm going to bring it up in this one, is you have Saturn sitting in your 9th house. And let me bring it up. When we have Saturn in Pisces, okay, first of all, Pisces next to, Pisces is very intuitive. Saturn is very karmic. Anytime you have Pisces sitting in Saturn, it does create a very intuitive and can be a highly imaginative person, meaning your dreams will have a lot of meaning. You need to listen to them. You are the kind of person who can be very tolerant of people's shortcomings. You're the gift. You're the favorite auntie in the family who brings gifts. I had an aunt like that, and she was Sagittarius with a Leo moon. I love it. How cool. With this placement, the Saturn in Pisces, because it's in the ninth house, the ninth house is the house of higher learning. It's it's religion, it's courts. You have Saturn sitting there, that's karmic. So at one point in time in your life, you've dealt with conflict with the church in some way, okay? Whether it was through being a Native American in a past life, whether it was through being a nun, part of the clergy. There's a past life karmic tie here to that. So for you, peace and quiet are necessary for you to recharge your batteries, so to speak. You need quiet time in order to recharge your batteries. Peace, it gives you peace of mind in some way. And in some ways, you do like to spend time alone, only because you want to get in touch with your thoughts. It's not because you don't want to be around people. Like I said, you need to recharge your batteries. The only challenge with this placement is you need to avoid depression and gloominess. Anytime we've got a Saturn in Pisces, Pisces is the sign of dream. It's the dream world. It's about illusions. It can be about delusions, but it also, in its positive, it's in its intuitiveness, and it's the dream world. But it's also the realm of drugs and alcohol. But this Saturn in Pisces can create a little bit of depression. So anytime you're feeling, how do I put this? Anytime you're feeling kind of like gloomy or depressed, you need to remember this. You can't save the world. You have to worry about saving yourself. Hold on, I'll answer that question in a minute. If I don't say this, I'm going to lose my thought because I'm getting old and I'm forgetting. Okay, Christine, one more thing I'm going to add to this is, yes, you can't save the world, but you must learn to save yourself. The reason I say this is because you have such a kind heart. You do want to help people, but people are energy. There are people out there that are energy vampires. And even in my field, I've had to cut them loose. And it's not, that I wanted to. It's just that they're energy vampires, and it's tiring. It's tiring. Learn to tell the difference between your problems and those of others. Meaning, don't get trapped, get sucked into that spider web. I come from a big Italian family. I know how easy it is to get sucked into that damn spider web of their chaos. It's like, no, these are not my monkeys to battle with today. So, do I do ancestry readings? Not really. I don't really do ancestry readings. I do know this. There are sometimes here's a perfect example. My chart, my mother's chart, and my oldest daughter's chart. If you combine them together, I think my oldest daughter was, and I know this sounds crazy, but just the way the chart is, even my mom said, I feel like sometimes like I'm her child because she bosses us around. Wouldn't you agree? Your sister's bossy. Mm-hmm. She's good. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So there are aspects in my own child's chart where I look at it and I go, possibly we were her children in a past life. I mean, it is possible for your child to reincarnate before you did. I know for myself, I really wasn't ready to come back, and I don't think I wanted to come back, but I had to. But then there's that tapping into your Akashic record to find out. I don't know if any of you've ever done that. Check it out. It's very interesting and very enlightening. But no, I don't really do ancestry readings per se. I do souls readings. So like souls readings, and someone was asking me this the other day. In the realm of astrology, metaphysics, we're on a spiritual level, and we're vibrating at a higher level. When I have someone's chart in front of me, yes, I can see their strengths, I can see their weaknesses. What I can't tell you is whether they're black, white, Asian, Native American, because please remember, before we get this is a vessel. This is a vessel. Okay. The soul, the spirit knows no race. We don't, and I know this is a very touchy subject for a lot of people with race, but in the spiritual realm of doing astrology, I can't look at someone's chart and go, she's black. Oh, she's white. She's Mexican. I mean, unless the last name's Lopez or Martinez, that gives me a big hint that there is Latino descent. But what I'm trying to say is, we're all spiritual beings, and before we were put into this vessel, this body, there was no race. We were one human race. Started cutting, folks. Yeah, Christine, Saturn in Pisces will do that. There's an empathic thing there. And I'm the kind of person where I can walk into any room and pick up the energy, and if it's good, great, but if that energy is bad, it sticks to me, and I gotta let it go. I've got it, shake it off, but it's hard to do. And then I was explaining this to my kids one day. I need time to myself, just to sit there and do nothing and focus, journal, whatever I want to do. It's just, some people need that quiet time. When that happens, you're Sagittarius. Wait a minute. Let me go back to your chart. I just want to look at something. Oh God, where'd it go? You're Cancer. Okay, when that happens, Christine, I tell this. Oh, Louie. Hi, Louie. I tell this to all of my water signs. With Cancer, with Pisces, with Sagittarius, with people born with a dragon head or tail in a water sign, the way you regenerate is through water. So, Christine, when that happens, not all of us have access to the ocean or a lake or a stream, and you don't even need to put your feet in the water. Just being near a body of water does something to the soul. It's soothing. Even a bath, something connected to water seems to help the water signs the most. So, and Cancer, like I said, you're empathic instantly. My best friend is a Cancer, and she picks up the energy instantly, and if she gets it, she's in her mood. It's like, oh God, okay, what are we feeling? And it takes me a little longer. I have to be in the room a little longer. For myself, I've kind of put up a wall because I go on so many different paranormal things that I have to put that wall up, or I'd have, I won't say realign my chakras, but that's exactly what I've done. I've tried to realign my chakras. Anyway, I hope that helped. Like I said, running a special, if you're all interested, it'll be through the 10th, and usually I extend them because I have a tendency to get a little busy. Punch that in as well. And I have a couple of other things I'm selling, like on Etsy and my website. I was burning the stick earlier, but I do have a spray that you can keep in the car. I use it for when I'm going on paranormal investigations. As soon as I'm done, I spray that stuff all around me so that I don't bring any attachments home, because I have brought an attachment or two home in my life, and it's interesting. It's never a dull moment when you bring a ghost home, that's for sure. Just want to scroll up and make sure I didn't miss anybody's birthdays. And Sweet Butterfly Girl, I hope what I gave you helped. Christine, I hope what I gave you helped. I'm an instant energy pickup person. Yes, I am too. Now that I'm older, I can control it better. When I was younger, I couldn't control it, and I didn't know exactly what the hell was happening to me. And I couldn't say anything because my parents were incredibly religious, and I'm like, they're going to think I'm nuts. I'm going to end up on a shrink's couch. I can't tell anybody. I told my grandmother, and she said that this is exactly what she said, is you're an empath. You pick up on people's energy. It's good and it's bad. And that was all she said. Watch the moon. What she means by that is when the moon goes into a water sign, we have a tendency to be more empathic, especially if we are born with a moon in a water sign or a dragon's head in a water sign. We do have a tendency to be more empathic. And those are the words I want to hear. I helped. I'm here to help. That's my job. I am the astrology witch. Contrary to what they talk about with witches in the negative, back in the day, a witch was a medicine woman. They were healers. I come from a long line of them. So the cat wants attention. I guess he wants to be in the spotlight. But I'm so glad I was able to help. And all of you that joined me today, thank you so much. And I will get back on here in a few days from now. Nope. It's just, see, that's the beauty of our stars. That's why I do soul readings, because your soul's reading can explain. It's called astropsychology for a reason. And I don't go around claiming, this. It is astropsychology. I am not a psychologist. I don't feel comfortable calling myself an astropsychologist. Now, Dr. Lewis Torrey, the man who taught me this, he goes around saying he's an astropsychologist. Great, if he's comfortable with that, but I'm not. I'm an astrologer. I practice the Nostradamus method, which is the method of astropsychology. So it does help when, those planets and where they're aligned and what houses they're in really make an impact on the human psyche. That's why it's amazing how what he's created here with the astrology. It's amazing. Astropsychology definitely does work. So now you know, Christine. I'm glad I was able to help. All right, it's almost time for me to get in the kitchen and make some dinner for everybody. I will return in a couple of days. I was going to do some tarot readings, but I'm going to wait on those. Maybe I'll come back on tomorrow sometime, because I've got the Nostradamus cards I want to use. And so maybe I'll practice with the Hermetic deck as well. The special, Christine, is running through, I believe it's through the 10th of July. And I usually end up extending it, because I have already had 3 people come at me and explain that could I extend it to the new moon, because payday isn't until the 15th. So I get it. So I'll probably be extending it. But for now, it's the 10th. And I'll put a little notice up here on YouTube letting you know that I've extended it. But good to take the opportunity to get me when I'm half off, because they go back up to 125 soon. So everyone out there, blessings. Have a great evening, and we shall see you soon. Do you want to say goodbye? Bye. She's shy. Anyway, bye, you guys. Thanks for tuning. Ciao.